you do feel like in order to transcend or to become, to manifest better or whatever it is, like you need to get rid of the ego. There's aspects of yourself that you need to break off of, that need to go away, that you need to stop listening to, the negativity, the limitations, the ego perspective, the trauma brain, the patterns. There is this paradigm that I think is just so normalized and prevalent inside of any self-development or spiritual awakening journey, and the content that we consume when we're on that journey, that says that certain ways of thinking or certain ways of being in the world are wrong. And if you want to have a better life and spiritually awaken and feel happy, truly happy and be at peace, then you need to essentially get rid of the ego. And lots of different ways of saying that. Stop thinking so negatively, stop feeling these negative feelings, stop comparing, stop being judgmental, stop feeling unworthy. And all of these experiences and thought patterns that we have inside of ourselves then have a layer of judgment slathered on top of them, which ironically takes us further away from what we were told we were going to get if we got rid of those things. Because the reality is we can't just get rid of any of that. It's a part of the human experience. Having a human brain, having an ego that has been developed based on our life experiences that taught us that pain is this direction and pleasure is this direction, and we need to move away from pain and towards pleasure. And here are all of the strategies that we've learned in order to do that, that end up creating a lot of problems in our life. And usually we can start to see those problems, but by seeing them as problems and making them wrong and telling ourselves that until I transcend this or until this goes away, I'm not there yet. This is my job to have to get rid of these aspects and patterns and parts of me, I think is a part of the spiritual awakening journey that is necessary. But there's a phase where you start to realize that, and I think that this word is going to resonate with that felt sense phase that you're talking about, where it's coming into acceptance of all of it. Acceptance feels really resonant of that phase that you're describing, where rather than, waking up and trying to get somewhere else, trying to get rid of these lower vibrational things so that we can rise, it's like we're coming back into ourselves and we're integrating all of it, and we're allowing and welcoming the entire human experience, the bad, the ugly, the judgmental, the painful, the suffering. We're starting to release our judgment or our wrongness on those things and welcoming them and integrating them and seeing them as like, this is just part of why I'm here, is to experience this.
Yeah, I do think that the spiritual awakening kind of traditional conversation, I don't even know if it outwardly expresses this, but it's sort of the interpretation, which is that we need to take all that stuff inside of our human experience and get rid of it because it's holding us back and blocking us from whatever's next, which is going to be better than what is. But it's actually the embracing of all those things, which is the way forward. And it's not forward, it's in. Ascension isn't up and out, it's in. It's
Yes.
it's in, it's the embracing of all of those things and realizing that there was never a wrongness inside of them. It was just your interpretation of you that was creating the belief system of wrongness and the discomfort you were feeling in the first place. And it's actually possible to feel all of that stuff through a compassionate lens and shift it so that it's no longer uncomfortable. Because when you can
Yeah.
allow yourself to be who you are without feeling like you have to change who you are, that's acceptance. And unconditional acceptance is what your higher self feels for you. And if ascension into becoming your higher self is ultimately what you want, then unconditionally loving you is the way.